With Avengers Infinity War finally bringing the Red Skull back, we all knew that things were definitely in that final home stretch of things are going to get real serious if they're wrapping up these stories. Now let's talk about Red Skull himself and how he almost didn't appear, and what was the cause of him appearing. When it comes to the Red Skull, you know, I've always been a big fan of him. I think for as long as you guys can remember here on the channel, I've wanted to see more of him. And at one point, I think just everybody gave up hope, being like, okay, they're never going to bring this dude back. And Joe and Anthony Russo specifically wanted to talk about how the screenwriter from the first Avenger, who also helped on Infinity War, was one of the most important people in the decision to bring him back. Essentially, they said, we knew he survived at the end of the first Avenger. And he's been out there doing his thing and, you know, having his adventure and doing whatever he is. But at some point, we're going to have to come back to it. And when they came to figuring out how do we wrap up his story, they still didn't figure out the Soul Stone yet. So it was one of the writers, the screenwriters of the first Avenger, who was like, wait a second. What if he's actually the Stonekeeper? And what if we wrap up that story in that way? So ultimately, the decision was made, look, this is it. This is how we're going to go about it. This is kind of the choice we're making. And this is what the Red Skull will have been up to. And it was an easy way for them to actually put him in the movie and be like, okay, here's where he's been. He hasn't just been out there like building a space Hydra army or something. You didn't miss all that. It's not like the First Order or something, right? It's like, here he is. He's been here. He's stuck because of how greedy and what he wanted and what he was doing. And he's been cursed with this up until somebody can take it. So his story can finally sort of wrap up in that aspect. But as we know, he's actually free now. So where he is, who knows? What he's doing, we don't really know. But at least they wrapped up that element of it. And that's kind of what they said they wanted. The aim was to actually finish this, and they did. Now, the next story, if it ever plays out, I guess we'll have to wait and see.